Assalamu alaikum, class 9 students, hope you are well. Today you are welcome on YouTube classes of Al Hilal National School, and we will discuss the chapter number 7. The chapter name is triangles. So, class 9 students, this is a chapter of geometry, and class 9 triangles is there, and class 10 a very long chapter named triangle is also there. So, from class 9 you should have to make clear concept on this chapter, and you should go thoroughly step by step. So, chapter number 7 is triangle. So, first of all we know what is triangle. A triangle, suppose this one is a triangle. So, this triangle, by naming it is A, B, C. So, by naming A, B, C, we are finding here in triangle that tri is the triangles, tri and angles. So, tri means 3. So, a triangle have, first of all, what is triangle? A triangle is a polynomial consisting of 3 line segments. 3 line segments. These 3 lines are AB, BC, CA, and tri means 3. Obviously, there are 3 angles. Angle's name is, side is AB, BC, CA, and angle is angle A, angle B, angle C, and the vertices are, vertices means where the 2 lines meet. This is A, B and C. So, these are sides, these are angles, and this is vertices. This is vertices. So, a triangle has 3 sides, 3 angles and 3 vertices. Now, classification of triangles. Classification of triangles, you see it very carefully, and this is in your book page number 133, book page number 133. Now, classification of triangles. Classification of triangles is classification of triangles. Classification of triangles. So, classification of triangles is, first of all, triangle, and then you have to classify in 2 ways. One is according to sides and according to angles. According to sides there are 3. According to sides there are 3. One is scalene, 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 and number 2 is equilateral, and number 3 is isosceles, and according to angles, first one is acute, second one is obtuse, and third one is right. So, what is scalene? Scalene means 3 sides are different. Scalene is three sides are, that means no sides are equal. No sides is equal. Have no side of equivalence. No side no equal length, no equal length. This is scalene. And suppose this one, this is scalene triangle. And equilateral means all sides equal, all sides equal. Suppose this triangle, all sides are equal. This is a equilateral triangle. Isosceles means two sides are same. Suppose this one, this side, these two sides are same. So this is called isosceles. And equitangle means all three angles less than 90. A triangle have three angles, and equitangle triangles all three sides. This one is equilateral, this one is scalene triangle. A scalene triangle in type of angles we can say it is equitangle. All three sides, all three angles less than 90. Obtuse angle, one angle greater than one angle is obtuse. One angle is obtuse. This is called obtuse angle triangle. This is called obtuse angle. And right angle is one angle must be 90. One angle is must be 90. This one is 90. So this is right angle triangle. And obtuse angle is one angle is obtuse more than 90. So there are 6 type of triangles. So now the most important point is for class 9, congruent figures. What is congruent figures? Congruent figures what is congruent figures? Congruent, C-O-N-G-R-U-E-N-T, congruent figures. Two figures are said to be congruent if they are of same shape and of same size. Congruent means equal in all respects, or figures whose shape and size both are same. So we are finding shape and size both same, shape and size both same. This is called congruent figures. Suppose this is a circle and this one the same radius if this one is another circle. So these two circles we may say this is congruent circles. This is a triangle and the same triangle here it is. So we can say it is a congruent triangles. Suppose this one is a square and same square here it is. So we can say it is a congruent squares. Now congruency of triangles. What is congruency of triangles? Two triangles are congruent if sides and angles of a triangle are equal to the corresponding sides and angles of the other angle. Suppose this one is a triangle A, B, C and this one is a triangle P, Q, R. So if this P and this A angle is same, this Q and this B angle is same, this R and this C angle is same, and all the three sides have same, then we can say it is a congruent triangle. Suppose angle P is equal to angle A, angle Q is equal to angle B, angle R is equal to angle C, and PQ is equal to AB, and QR is equal to BC, and then BP, and then PR is equal to CA. So then we can say these two triangles are congruent triangles. So, the most important is in this chapter we are getting a word CPCT. CPCT. This is in your book page number 135. Book page number 135. Book page number 135. Here you find one CPCT. This is most important. CPCT is what? Corresponding parts of corresponding parts of congruent triangles corresponding parts of congruent triangles, CPCT. Most important is in this chapter is CPCT. CPCT means corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Now, there are 4 properties of congruence. Congruence property. Now, congruence Congruence, there are 4 properties of congruence. First one is side angle side congruence. Side angle side, CONGRUENC, congruence. First one is side angle side. Second one is angle side angle, and third one is side, and fourth one is right hypotenuse side. So, first one is side angle side, second one is angle side angle, and third one is side, and fourth one is right hypotenuse side. If you make your concept clear, then you can do easily whatever the sum, whatever the theorem in this chapter, and also in your upcoming class 10 and throughout the life. And if you don't go on conceptually, then it will be very tough. It is impossible. It will be impossible. Remember it. Now, first is side angle side. So, we will discuss side angle side congruence rule. Side angle side. Side angle side. Suppose this is a ABC. This is a triangle ABC and 3 sides, and this is a triangle PQR. So, if AB is equal to PQ, always you focus on diagram. If AB is equal to PQ and AC is equal to PR and CB is equal to RQ, 3 sides, and then 3 angles. Angle A is equal to angle P, angle Q is equal to angle B, and angle, if you write B first, then it will be better, B and Q, and then C, then R. Then we can say triangle ABC is congruent. This is the symbol of congruent. You see equal sign and above all a similar sign. Then it is called congruent. This is triangle PQR. This means if three sides of a triangle is equal to another, suppose this we can say side angle side. So in another way we can say first property is what? First property is side angle side. So side means AB is equal to this side PQ side, and then angle B is equal to angle Q, this angle, and side BC is equal to QR. Then side angle side. So this is a property. Then we can say triangle ABC similar to triangle PQR. So first property is side angle side. This is first property, and whichever I earlier discussed, it is congruent property. All sides are equal to this. These three sides are equal to that three sides. These three angles is equal to that three sides. This is the congruent property. But beyond congruent property, fourth condition is there. First one is side angle side. So this is the criteria of side angle side. First one, side angle side. Now second property. Second property is angle side angle. Second property is angle side angle. So angle side angle. Here suppose angle A is equal to angle P, this angle, and angle B is equal to angle Q. Angle then side, angle and side is AB is equal to PQ. This side is equal to this side, and angle B is equal to angle Q. Then we can say angle side angle. So this is another property. This is A. Then you can say ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. This one ASA. And number 3 is what? Side. Number 3 is side. Number 3 is side. So this side. So side is what? Even AB is equal to PQ, BC is equal to QR, and CA is equal to RP, means side. So this is the third condition. Then we can say a triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR. So side. This is the third condition. Now fourth condition. Now fourth condition is right hypotenuse side. Right hypotenuse side. Number 4 is right hypotenuse side. Right hypotenuse side. Suppose this is a triangle ABC, ABC and PQR. Then right, this one is right angle, right, this one right angle. So angle B is equal to angle Q, and opposite to right angle, whatever the side, is called hypotenuse. AC is equal to this hypotenuse PR, and any sides, either AB or BC, you can say any sides. Suppose BC is equal to QR. So right hypotenuse and side. So this is the fourth condition. Then you can say triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR. So right hypotenuse side, right hypotenuse sides. So there are 4 conditions. These 4 conditions are number 1. Number 1 is what? Number 1 condition is, number 1 is, again I am repeating, number 1 is side angle side. Number 2 is angle side angle. Number 3 is side side side. Number 4 is right hypotenuse side. There are 4 conditions. So this is the 4 conditions of criteria of 2 triangles to say congruent. Now there are some theorems. So you see in your book page number 144, one theorem is there. So book page number 144, a theorem is there. So the statement of the theorem is, I am writing here, angles opposite to equal sides of an isosceles triangle are equal. This is the statement. Angles opposite to equal sides of an isosceles triangle are equal. As I am always saying, by the statement you draw a figure. So it is an isosceles triangle. So there will be a triangle. There is a triangle whose sides are, if we draw inside, then it will be better. Suppose this one is a A, B, C. These 2 sides are equal, and we have to prove if the 2 sides are equal, then opposite to this side this angle and opposite this side that angle. This ABC triangle is given, AB is equal to AC. We have to prove angle B is equal to angle C. So first of all you write given an isosceles isosceles triangle ABC in which AB is equal to AC. To prove, what to prove? To prove angle B is equal to angle C. This we have to prove. Now construction. What? To prove this, we have to construct a perpendicular. Here an imaginary line. This one is D. And so let us draw a bisector. Bisector means this angle, this bisector, this A angle we have to bisect of angle A, which intersects the side BC at D. Now proof. These things you see, these things is not so much fair in your textbook. So you may follow any references. Suppose Strand and Orient all in one. These reference books are good. So you may follow anyone, no problem. If you follow Orient all in one, then also better. All things are there. Then since you see, since AD is the angle bisector of A, is the angle bisector of angle A. So if this is a bisector, then angle BAD is equal to angle CAD number 1. Angle A number 1. Now this one is a bisector, so this angle is, these two angles are same. So we are getting angle BAD is equal to angle DAC. Now we are comparing. Now you see here two triangles are there, one ABD and another CAD. Now you compare both the triangles. So if we compare both the triangles, then in triangle BAD and triangle CAD, we are getting what? AB is equal to AC. Why it is? Because it is given. It is an isosceles triangle. So it is, and angle BAD is equal to angle CAD. Angle BAD is equal to angle CAD, and CAD from 1 we are getting, and you see, and AD is equal to AD common side. AD is equal to AD common side. Now you see, this one is side, this one is angle, and this one is side. So we can say triangle BAD congruence to triangle CAD by what? By SAS congruence rule. By SAS congruence rule. So then angle ABD is equal to angle ACD by what? By this term CPCT, congruent parts of corresponding triangle CPCT by CPCT, and then we can write that is angle B is equal to angle C, hence proved. So like this way you must go on. So this is a theorem. This theorem is very important. You see that one on the exam point of view. Now we will discuss about inequalities. Inequalities, that is inequalities of triangle. What is inequalities of a triangle? I am erasing this. This one you may see in Arihant all-in-one, if any problem. Otherwise, you may contact with myself if we have no books. Okay. Now, I am erasing. Inequalities of a triangle, inequalities of a triangle. Inequalities means unequal means in the previous topics we have been mainly studying the equality of sides and equal of triangles or triangles. Sometimes we do come across unequal objects and we need to compare them. Suppose this line and this line, this is not equal. This angle and this angle is not equal. Now we are studying inequalities of a triangle. Inequalities means not equal. Earlier we have discussed equal, now not equal. So not equal, you see your book page number 153, 3 theorems are there. So first theorem is, if two sides of a triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite to the longer side is longer or greater. Theorem 7.1 of page number 153. 7.1 of page number 153. You see page number 153. So I am writing here the statement. Theorem theorem 7.1 or 7.6, theorem 7.6 of your book page number 153. The statement is, if two sides of a triangle, if two sides of a triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite then the angle opposite to the longer side is larger or greater. So like earlier, we have to write first given that, and you have to draw a figure. So here we are drawing a figure A, B, C, and this one is D, and this one is D. Here an imaginary line we are drawing. So given what? A triangle ABC. This is a symbol of triangle. A triangle ABC in which AC greater than AB. This AC is greater than AB. By diagram you see. And to prove this AC opposite to AC angle is ABC. ABC greater than angle ACB. Now construction. Let us take a point. D on which AC such that AB is equal to AD. AB is equal to AD. Let us join BD. So if you not written, then you may write all the things in your copy, because these things you will not get in your textbook. In textbook, whatever the proof given, this is not so fair. So you write this one. Now proof is in triangle ABD, you see, in triangle ABD, AB is equal to AD by construction. We are constructing this. AB is equal to AD, and angle BDA. So this means angle BDA opposite to the side angle AB, and AD opposite to the side, this is ABD. This one you give 1. Why I am writing here? Because since angle opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal. So but angle, you see the figure, angle BDA DA, this angle BDA, angle BDA being an exterior angle, being an exterior angle of triangle BCD, so we have, this is an exterior angle. So earlier class we are discussing about the exterior angle of a triangle is the sum of two opposite interior angles, and by this property we can say angle BDA is greater than angle ACB this angle. So this is an exterior angle, so these two are interior angle, so this is naturally will be greater than angle ACB. Take it 2, number 2. Now from 1 and 2 we get, from 1 and 2 we get angle ABD greater than angle ACB, implies angle ABD greater than angle ACB, implies angle ABC greater than angle ACB, hence proved. Hence proved. So this is, you see, this things you write, this is not so fairly written in your textbook, so you write here from. And now we will move on, page number 154. Another two theorems are there, page number 154. The three theorems are there. Theorem 2 is, theorem 7.7 is, in any triangle the side opposite to the larger or greater angle is greater. Theorem 7.7 and theorem 7.8. So now we will start theorem 7.7. These things you write freshly in your fresh copy. Now theorem 7.7. Theorem 7.7, page number 154, book page number 154. Remember one thing, this is not so fairly written in your textbook, so you write this one very nicely. The theorem 2 is, in any triangle the side opposite to the larger opposite to a larger or greater angle is longer. Now you see, we will draw a figure. ABC, AB, ABC. ABC. So given a triangle ABC, in which angle ABC is greater than angle ACB. To prove AC greater than AB. ABC, this B angle. So B angle is this, and AC this side AC, and ACB this angle, and both this angle. So this side is greater than this. Now proof is in triangle ABC we have the following three possibilities. We have the following three possibilities. Possibilities. Three possibilities are number one, AC is equal to AB, and number two, AC less than AB, and number three is AC greater than AB. In any triangle we are getting three possibilities. Out of three possibilities, one must be true. Out of three possibilities, one must be true. So there is out of three possibilities, one must be true. Now there will be three cases. After proving case 1, similarly you can write case 2, case 3, and if possible then you write all the three cases. So there will be three cases. Number one, case 1. So case 1 is you write these things very freshly in your fresh copy, because in textbook it is not written not freshly. Case 1 is what? When AC is equal to AB, where AC is equal to AB, then angle ABC is equal to angle ACB. Since angle opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal, since angle opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal. Since the angle opposite to this is contradiction, because what? This is contradiction, because since it is given, since angle ABC is greater than angle ACB, therefore it is given, then therefore AC not equal to AB. So first case. Second case, case 2. Case 2 is what? You see, when AC less than AB, when AC less than AB, then naturally angle ACB will be greater than angle ABC, because this one is greater less than, so this angle will be greater. So this AC less than AB then implies angle ACB greater than angle ABC, since longer side has the greater angle opposite to it. Since you write, since longer side has the greater angle, opposite to it, This is also a contradiction. This is also a contradicts. This also contradicts. This also contradicts. This also contradicts the given hypotheses. The given hypotheses. Thus we left with one possibility. Thus we left with the only possibility. Thus we left with the only possibility AC greater than AB, which must be true. Which must be true. Hence AC greater than AB, that is case 3. Hence proved. Now one theorem is left. This is theorem number 3, and theorem number 3 is the sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. The sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Theorem 7.8 of your page number 154. I am erasing this. Theorem 7.8 of page number 154. The statement is the sum of any two sides of a triangle. The sum of any two sides of a triangle where triangle is greater than the third side. So here we are drawing a figure. First one is A B C. This is a figure A B C, and we have to construct something and imaginary. This is an extension, and this will be D. So given ABC is a triangle. ABC is a triangle. To prove, number 1, AB plus AC greater than BC. AB plus AC greater than BC. Number 2 will be another two sides, AB plus BC. AB plus BC greater than AC, and number 3 is BC plus AC greater than AB. Now construction. Let us produce side BA. Let us produce side BA 2D such that AD is equal to AC and join CD. Now proof. In triangle ACD, you see, in triangle ACD, AC is equal to AD, AC is equal to AD by construction. And then implies angle ADC is equal to angle ACD, that is angle opposite to equal sides of a triangle, opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal. You follow this one very carefully. Now, since I am erasing the upper one, since opposite of angle ACD is equal to angle ADC, and then in figure you see, in figure angle BCA plus angle S, in figure angle BCA plus angle ACD is greater than angle ACD. Now angle BCA plus angle ACD greater than angle ACD and is equal to, we can write angle implies angle BCD greater than angle ADC. Look at the figure. So implies angle BCD greater than angle BDC, since angle ADC is equal to angle BDC, implies BD is greater than BC, that is side opposite to the greater angle is greater, that is side opposite to greater angle in a triangle is greater, implies BA plus AD greater than BC, implies BA plus AC greater than BC, since AC is equal to AD by construction, thus AB plus AC greater than BC. Similarly AB plus, you can write AB plus BC is equal to greater than AC and BC plus AC greater than AB, hence proved. So, if you go conceptually and read all the chapters very carefully, like the other subjects, all the theories line by line, and try to understand the concepts, then you can do it easily, otherwise it will be very tough. So, before going to the chapter exercise, first of all you do whatever first of all you read, learn and memorize. Remember, read, then learn and then memorize, and all the concepts of the chapter, and after that you read in your page number, last page, this is your summary very carefully, page number 157, and then you start, and then whatever the solve examples given in the book, you do this one, and after that you start the exercise. So, exercise, suppose in your exercise 7.1, time is short, but I will give some hints. Suppose example page number 7.1, first of all the question is, in a quadrilateral ABCD, AC is equal to AD and AB bisects angle A, see figure, show that triangle ABC congruent triangle ABD. What can you say about BC and BD? So, exercise 7.1, I am erasing this one. Exercise 7.1, first of all you draw the figure. In geometry, first and foremost work is you have to draw figure. So, 7.1, question number 1, question number 7.1, question number 1, you draw figure. The figure is figure is, so question number 1, first you draw figure A, C, and this one B, this one B. So, this one is A, C, B, D, and this is a, and this is given this angle, this side, and this is this. So, whatever given in the question you write. Suppose this solution what? In a quadrilateral ABCD, in a quadrilateral ABCD, AC is equal to AD and angle BAC is equal to angle BAD. To prove what? To prove triangle ABC congruent triangle ABD. Whatever given in the question, you write this in. Now proof. Now proof is, you see, in triangle ABC and triangle ABD, you see, AC is equal to AD, it is given, and then angle BAC is equal to angle BAD, it is also given, and then AB is equal to AB, and AB is equal to AB. So we are getting side angle side, side angle side. So hence we can write triangle ABD congruent triangle ABD by SAS congruence rule, and then hence then we can write BC is equal to BD by CPCT by CPCT. Thus BC and BD are equal. Thus BC and BD are equal. So first of all, you draw the figure, and after that whatever given in the question, you write these things and proof, and then proof, and then if any construction is there, then in middle you write construction, and after that you mind map the concept of this chapter, and after mind mapping you think in what way you should go and make your creativity and learn, and then you can prove easily. Now question number 3 I am doing here. Question number 3, you see, question number 3 is here AD and BC are equal perpendiculars to a line segment AB, that is see figure 7.18, show that CD bisects AB. So like this, first and foremost work is you must have to draw diagram. So whatever given, this is and then first you draw the diagram. So diagram is here number 3. This diagram is, you see, so if we draw the diagram in a right side, then it will be better. So this is BC and then AD and then O. So this one given 90 degree and this side and this side. So what a solution? Given AD perpendicular BC and BC perpendicular AB, to prove CD bisects AB, that is OA is equal to OB. So how proof? Write proof and compare the triangles, whatever. There are two triangles. So in triangle AOD and triangle BOC, you see here AD is equal to BC, this is given in question, and angle OAD is equal to angle OBC, because each is 90 degree, and angle AOD AOD is equal to angle BOC. Angle AOD is equal to BOC. In the chapter, earlier chapter, you are getting vertically opposite angle. So you see the figure, these two are vertically opposite angle, and we know vertically opposite angles are equal. So by this is side angle side. So by SAS, so we can write triangle AOD congruent triangle BOD by SAS property. Thus by CPCT we can write OA is equal to OB by CPCT. This is the most important word in this chapter. This is CPCT. Thus CD bisects AB. Hence proved. So whatever given in the question, these things you first write, draw the diagram, and whatever given in the question, and if any construction is needed, so you construct, and after that you mind up the concept of this chapter and proceed. Then you will solve easily. And if you have any problem, then you can WhatsApp me. My WhatsApp number is 910-150-8505. Otherwise you can call me 98-544-58912. And whenever you are calling me, you call after 8 p.m. After 8 p.m. I will almost free, and I will discuss with you. So you practice more and more and increase your vocabulary. And this is a very important chapter. This chapter is triangle chapter, and class 10 a large chapter regarding triangle is there. So you should clarify yourself very sincerely. Thank you. Goodbye.